My next guest is Grace Avalon. She's an intuitive counselor, coach, and author of Thank God I'm Crazy. Welcome to Bay Area Focus.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for having me.
Well, when I first saw this book, I told you I love the title, Thank God I'm Crazy. You really went through a journey. Talk about your inspiration for writing this book.
Oh, well, it was a journey. And I had an experience when I was 22 that changed my perspective of life. I was in a very abusive marriage. And I was crying on the sofa one morning about 4 a.m. And all of a sudden it felt as though I left my body. And I went into this beautiful kaleidoscopic light. And it was so euphoric that I just laughed and laughed. And there were places in the light that I'd never seen. And so my husband thought, since I'd seen visions, that I was crazy. And he put me in a mental hospital. So I was there for 9 days, and I came out, and I looked around at the world, and I said, you know what? It's the world that's crazy. What I've experienced was what is true. The world is full of greed and hate and war, and so I felt that that is the insanity.
So you talk about these visions. These are prophetic visions, and you told your husband about it.
Yes.
And
yes.
What did you see?
Well, what happened was those visions of places that I had in my in that kaleidoscopic light actually manifested over 25 years, and they taught me that there's an inner voice within me that is guiding me. For example, I was in a very dark place in my marriage, and I had just learned that my husband was having an affair with my best friend. So I was quite sad and desperate, and I drove up her driveway, and all of a sudden, here was one of the visions I had seen, which was a driveway with evergreen trees lining it, and the sun coming through it just exactly the way that I had seen in the vision. And so all of a sudden, a calm came over me instead of surrendering into a severe, deep depression. And I realized that there's a power within me, but it's not of me, and it's guiding me.
I mean, are we all capable of these visions?
Absolutely, absolutely. That is exactly why I wrote this book. The first part tells of how my visions or how my inner voice, at that point it just was an inner voice, it was a knowing, how they came to lead me out of my abusive marriage. And then furthermore, they continued to activate every time each of these places happened in my life. They continued to activate this voice within me and gave me courage, and I trusted the voice and trusted myself. And I learned to actually experience a life I didn't know existed through facing my own fears and through radical forgiveness. And I definitely know that this voice is in everyone.
What if someone right now is watching in an abusive relationship similar to the one you were in?
Well, many of the women that I see, first of all, feel shame. Shame, they don't want to admit that they're abused or that they're a victim. But I mean, I did. I was a professional, I had a social life. But the first step to solving the problem is to recognize the problem. And claiming victimization is about recognizing your victimizer. And it's about recognizing the things in your life that are not normal and knowing that's not who you really are. And so what I say is that, first of all, whenever a new situation comes up, just know that it's time for healing. Something has come up for healing. And so you stop and you get quiet and you breathe and you say, I am no longer willing to be a victim of circumstance. And then second, you say, now how am I going to handle it this time? And then third, you trust that there is an inner voice guiding you, because know that those wounds, what you see as wounds now, are portals for your new self to appear.
That really helped you through your journey. And you said you're still on your journey as well.
Yes, I certainly am. Every day I am amazed by the wonder of and I'm like everyone else, you know, you get caught up in life, and always stopping is the first thing. And being willing to listen, and then second of all, empowering yourself by willing to take action.
Well, Grace, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking about your book and your journey. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And be sure to check out Grace's book. You just go to the website graceavalon.com. Her book, Thank God I'm Crazy, My Journey to Sanity, is on Amazon. That is going to do it for our show this week. We will be back with more Bay Area Focus next week. In the meantime, check out our website, KPIX/Bay Area Focus. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.